Greetings to you, fellow Zambian citizens. This time around, I have a very simple message. My message goes to the business community. By business community, I mean smaller businesses. Smaller businesses include those who are, running barber shops, saloons, welding shops. I mean those who are trading in the markets, those who are running small tuntembas, shops, kiosks, and the like. By business community, I include the medium businesses, those who are running, reasonably sized businesses. It could be producing, trading, supplying, and otherwise. By business community, I mean the larger ones who are predominantly Zambians who are running at least bigger sized, businesses. I know the excitement that you, the business community, had prior to the 2021 general election in voting for the UPND, who you believed because they've experience at business, they are going to make your business thrive by adopting policies that will make the business environment conducive for all of you to flourish. I know how excited you were when it was announced that the UPND had emerged winners. 5 years down the line, we are asking ourselves these questions. What happened to us? What happened to the UPND, who we thought would come and manage the country better? I know over the last 5 years, we have endured a number of happenings ranging from natural occurrences. Here we're talking about the drought that crippled, literally this country. We are talking about flooding in some places that have affected businesses and the movement of goods. But in all these times, you and me agree that what we needed to navigate around these challenges was leadership. I remember arguing, as once remarked by President HH, that Dubai, that does not have rains, have never known what load shedding means. And I was there challenging by UPND. Why are you now pointing to drought when you had promised that you provide leadership, even in the midst of a fully blown drought? And the last 4 years have not been anything good to write home about. Most of those businesses, your businesses had folded almost. You lost millions and millions of your capital because there was no power. Interestingly, your government decided to be exporting, feeding the neighbors' children when their own children were starving to death. After enduring a crippling 4 years of not having power to support your businesses, your industries, smaller businesses, today we can see some semblance of stability in the electricity subsector. Another problem has emerged: the lack of fuel. You remember, I did warn the UPND that their decision to step out of the fuel subsector for strategic reasons was going to haunt this country. Here we are. I spoke like a sangoma, but because of experience, I told the UPND that their decision was going to put us into trouble. Today, you can manage to find money, but finding fuel is another hassle today. And I know some of your businesses depends on fuel to move your products, to move your raw materials. Some of your businesses are run by machine propelled by fuel. And here you are now in a mix of things. Because of what? Incompetence. Now, unfortunately, this is not a time for us to lament or blame each other. We made a mistake. That we must acknowledge. We did mess up. And we are living by the terrible decision we made in choosing people that had no agenda for you and the country. We now know that the UPND's agenda was just simply to be on record as having been in charge. Their agenda was simply to come and fatten their pockets. Most of these guys did not even have the money. Now is when they are now filthy rich. I think that story easily Kamaning. You will know that story. Now, I am one of those who believes that there's no problem that was ever solved by people sitting and complaining. I hear you. I listen to your lamentations every day. You are complaining about how unconducive the business environment has become, how oppressive the tax regime has become, how uncompromising ZRA has become to you. Yet, on the other hand, this government has been quick to offer tax incentives and reliefs to foreign businesses. They have never looked at you as people who have endured all these challenges, lack of electricity, and the fuel challenge we are going through. They have never looked your way. They have never cared. They will never care. All they care about are their foreign friends, because at the end of the day, they are able to get some kickbacks. Now, I know there's a temptation to keep on complaining and lamenting, and unfortunately, there will never be a problem that will be solved by simply complaining. Problems are solved by facing them head on. An opportunity has come for us to solve this problem Zambia is confronted with, this problem that has plunged your businesses into perpetual troubles. How do we solve this problem? Leadership. In August, we are going to have an opportunity to choose credible leaders, and rather competent leaders. Unfortunately, like somebody remarked many years ago, there's a temptation to stay away and leave the fight to the politicians. Meanwhile, if the politicians fail to fight this battle, you continue to wallow in desperation. So you have no choice but to get involved. Because, like they say, if competent people stay away from governance, you will be ruled by incompetent people. If you stay away from helping manage the governance issue or systems, the systems will be run by people that are going to end up oppressing you or putting you in a fix, as the case is now. So we have only one option to get involved. When I say get involved, I'm not saying go into the battlefront, go and campaign. I am saying there is a role you can play. Politics is a sponsored activity. In the past, you were urging us in the opposition, and we heard you. Unite, unite. And today, we have seemingly united. Forget about one or two people who do not want to unite. The bigger majority of opposition political entities have united under what is being called the Tonse Alliance, and we have picked a leader, Honorable Binwell Mpundu. You like him or not? You have reservation or not? Honorable Binwell Mpundu, with the team surrounding him, with the many people coming together, is going to prove to be far better than what we are dealing with, than the incompetence we are dealing with. That's fact. So the choice you have, you, my colleagues in the business, community, is to help usher in a credible leadership. A leadership that is going to wear a human heart. A leadership that is going to take the interest of locals first, the local businesses. You, by creating policies or enacting policies that are going to favor your businesses or support the growth of your businesses. Not these whose policies are centered at supporting foreign entities. Because by now, if this government cared, they would have otherwise created packages or incentives that otherwise would have supported you for having endured all these challenges that I've spoken to. Like I said, politics is a sponsored activity. We don't want you to go publicly flashing out that I'm sponsoring Binwell Mpundu. Privately reach out to us. Sponsor us, maybe not with money, but with materials. Buy us t-shirts, buy us capes, give us, vehicles to use in the campaigns and all these things that we need in the campaigns. Because at the end of the day, if we don't do this, do not blame us, because we can only do so much. You've seen, this is a government of scared little men. When Honorable Binwell Mpundu was traveling around to go and get help, they had to arrest him, not because they had a case on him, but because they just wanted to confiscate his passports and his phones. They believed because they've suffocated all of you, none of you would be able to raise any way to support the opposition. That is why they now think, because Honorable Mpundu has been trotting around, which is normal for politicians to go asking for, what policies to, employ to make a country better, or asking for financial support. It is normal. The UPND used to do it. They are doing it now. But for them, they want to steal for the opposition so that they don't, manage to raise resources to go into the campaigns. They've gone further to ensure that no opposition is able to, mobilize themselves. For them, they are all over campaigning. All over. Vice President, President, ministers, none of us is having a say. But should you gather even 5 people, police officers are on your doorstep to arrest you for unlawful assembly. It is a bunch of scared little men. So, I am making a formal invitation as chairman of presidential affairs, or for presidential affairs under the Tonse Alliance, working hand in hand with our candidate, Honorable Binwell Mpundu. Colleagues, fellow citizens, we have identified a leader amongst us, Honorable Binwell Mpundu, BM8. What he needs is your support. Those who can afford to go and campaign and speak and convince others, please do so. Those who do not want to be identified because you are scared your businesses may be tampered with, you can support under the table. Call on us. Let us meet privately so that we can work together to liberate this country. I've always been saying this. The election we are up against, or we are having in August, is not an ordinary election. This is our second independence struggle. Like our forefathers who came together to fight the monster, the colonial masters, an opportunity has presented itself that all of us, caring Zambians, those who cares about our future and the future of this country, must unite in one way or another to fight this modern day lion, this modern day oppressor by UPND. This is a clarion call to all of you. Enough is enough of you burying your heads and complaining day and night. A time to act has come, and you have what it takes to contribute to this struggle. A revolution is about to be staged. Fortunately, this time we are televising this revolution, and we have identified a leader. What is needed is all of us to get involved and support in one way or another, either materially, financially, spiritually, or otherwise, physically going on the ground to tell people that a leader has been found. I can only wish you God's blessings that this August we, or God helps us, find a leader that is going to take this country to another level. May God bless you. I thank you.